Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the Darth side of the channel, and today we're going to be continuing our Laxius Let's Play. So, as we said last time, Sarah is badly wounded. She was involved in that wolf attack, and she is very happy that we saved her life, which is, well, imaginable. Now, you'll see there's quite a lot of victims of the attack, quite a lot of people that are injured, but you should take a look around. Notice there is something here, not here, that will be here later on, and it's important that you actually notice that. Now, when I say important, I don't mean it's important for you, given the fact that I will be checking it out later. But there is definitely something that if you're playing the game for yourself, you might find interesting to note. Now, for now we're just going to leave here, and this is a bit not intuitive, but what you're supposed to be doing is you're supposed to be leaving the hospital. Oh, we're not allowed to go this way. Okay, it's kind of weird. What are you supposed to be doing first? Maybe you're supposed to find Luciana first. That would make some degree of sense. So let's have a look around. Is there anything else here? It's an angel. Oh, rip. That sucks. I almost feel bad for her. So assume this one is dead. Oh, Tanger, okay. Yes, Coriol. So Coriol said he's gonna be sleepy for a while, which I think is the cue for you to go back to Sarah. So it's a bit of a cluster crop for all the kinds of things. But we need to kind of wait near her or something? I don't know. What are you supposed to do? I actually have no clue what to do here. I know what you have to do once these guys leave. Oh, did they leave? No, they didn't. Okay, so we're not allowed to leave yet, which is an important detail here, because that means that there's something that we have not done yet. Now, I think we have to find Luciana, but I don't know where she is. So let's just check all the beds until we find her, I guess. Or find someone similar to her. I don't know. No one up here, no one here. People in the beds here are not Luciana either. What are these priests or something? This is an elf. You can tell by the ears. Up here there doesn't seem to be anyone. There's no beds here, this is a dinner table, so that wouldn't appear to be the spot either. Yeah, I think we've kind of run out of... I don't think that there's actually anything else here, so I don't think we have to find Luciana. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's still unconscious. Hi, Horacia. Oh, poor cat. Oh, Leanda is here too. Hi. Okay, so everyone is okay. That's very nice. But then, what am I still doing here if everything is okay? Like, why can't I leave? No. And for some reason now in auto queue, now Genidia left. And from here on out, you've got make sure you're equipped, make sure you're using the right equipment, make sure you're fully healed, because here comes another segment where you literally cannot succeed. Now what you gotta do is you gotta go to the east where the Guardian told you can't be earlier on. You gotta go south and you gotta go find Genidia. Now Genidia can only be in one spot. It's not like you actually have to search for him. He is over here. There's a blue flame here. Make sure you use it. Don't make the mistake I did last time and respawn all the way back at the inn. Or at the top with the entire event. It's dark in here, which sucks, but Genidia is going to point out that there are wolves in the room. All around us. Now, here's the thing. We can totally defeat one wolf, right? One wolf is nodes. This fight is not a biggie. The issue starts when there's 3 of them all of a sudden. Now, maybe if you're in God mode, you might be able to survive this, but you're not. And the battle is just going to trigger again. And you're going to die again. And then it triggers again. Basically, you're almost dead now. Now, take a good look here and think what might be happening. Because the Guardians are here, which means there's nobody protecting the rest. Now, at this point, you'll notice you're running way faster. It's supposed to reflect the love and all that stuff. So he's Russian. Now you'll see the hospital is actually under attack, and you might notice this guy here was not here before. And Duran, who is a different guardian from before, is actually going to join us for the sole purpose of fighting here. But if you miss him, you know, you might be missing quite a lot because you don't know where he is. And, well, the common fights are pretty hard to do if you're alone. And by quite hard, I basically mean impossible. So the wolves are gonna attack. One luckily attacks Duran, the other one attacks random. So it's the same old at this point. Like, there is nothing new about this. Now you can defend and use a tonic tea to protect random a bit. Use another tonic tea just in case he's attacked again. And then finish the fight. It doesn't really matter too much, but, you know, it's a strat. And now the guardians will be charging and you can protect Sarah. But yeah, this is definitely a bad day for Stank Leona, given the fact that so many of these wolves were still alive. But she fainted again. This is gonna be a habit for her. Now 1 day has passed so far, Sarah's fine, she's at the hospital, gotta take care of her. Other friends are fine. So the big question here is, we are actually fully healed at this point, and Genidia is still weak, but whatever. Now, the point is, you can actually go and visit Sarah, I think. Yep, you can. And just go and talk to her. Now you'll be transported to section A, which is this place. Just go to the end of the map. Right side, I think. Yeah, right side. And talk to her a bit. And if you actually had the flowers, you can actually give her these flowers. A random is going to get 10 speed because of the flowers that you gave her. Which is really nice. I mean, it's a nice little bonus, you know? Especially for random who, if you look at his stats, like, he's not that fast. The 146 speed is definitely going to help him a lot. Now, at this point, you can actually go to Ivine's Perpetual Chapel, which is going to let you save the game. Which is definitely useful at this point. Now, you can also watch proudly at your past victories. You helped Chanterless villagers by slaying the werewolf, you destroyed the underground temple and the threatening dark order that hid inside it, you managed to beat that many tricks of the maze, you helped Leon to get Aurora of Energy. You're true heroes. So it doesn't mention defeating the dragon, or Guder, or Durandus. Barandus. That's kind of weird. Like, I would definitely have mentioned any of those. Now we're gonna enter the arena, and we're actually going to talk to this person. And the tournament is actually cancelled, which is, well, awkward, you know? Tournament cancelled? Like, what the hell? We wanted to participate in that tournament, didn't we? Now you can actually try and enter the Guardian headquarters. And at that point, he's actually going to let us in, because we helped so many of the people, and we killed so many of the wolves. So this is a nice little continuation. The only issue is you're not actually told that this is what you're supposed to be doing. But it is. And then we're allowed to participate in the Council of the Guardians. Now these are all Guardians, and well, the good thing about this is that they actually do respect us, / random, for trying to help them. Alright, this is the point where we're actually going to be telling them about the dark cult and the dark underground temple. And now these people want to actually go ahead and destroy this evil. And while Random says that he wants to join, keep in mind this is the guy that killed so many of the wolves on his own, they're actually going to say that he can't. Just let that process for a bit. But they want him to use the Sanct Leona blade, which is a heavy blade, while Random, obviously, is using dual blades, which are usually light. So he is rejected, he's not allowed to join. And he is quite pissed about it. And now he wants to go and check Sarah out. Now, I don't know if you can actually keep the blade. You don't. I was thinking maybe if you can keep the blade you can actually sell it, because it's actually quite an expensive blade. But you can't. So now at this point you can actually visit Sarah again. Now I'm not actually sure if the fact that we visited her earlier was cheese. That might have been a nice way to cheese a second event out of this. Or to glitch the entire game. You know. Two options. So you don't actually get the speed boost again. That would be so funny if you actually got the speed boost again. Because we did it twice. But we don't. So we can just return right now. Leave here. Another question is, what are we going to do? Now, they're going to discuss what they're going to do. And Random and Gennady are actually going to be alone. At this point. Now, the important part of them being alone is that Random actually wants to find a new sword. Now, this new sword, Gennady is actually going to point out that we already have the Barandus the Mule, which he will just say the strongest sword we have. And it's true, we already have the Barandus the Mule, which is definitely the strongest sword, you know. You can always see what your strongest sword is, simply by scrolling over the oak sword and then seeing which value is the lowest, obviously. Now we're gonna need to find a new sword, and the question is, where are we gonna find that new sword? Now, if you actually come in and talk to this guy, he's going to actually come and show us the sword, which you can see over here. Now, the last time I tried to play this game, I had such issues getting this to trigger, because the house was closed, as it is before you do visit Sarah, and the entire game was bugged, not really recognizing that I visited Sarah. But this weapon is called the Medalist, and this is actually the best sword in the game. Now, it does actually cost quite a lot. I'm actually not sure if you actually have to pay that gold. So let's check. Yeah, we definitely did lose that gold, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Now this is the Medalist. Now the Medalist is obviously a better sword, but it's actually not better than the Barandus the Mule, which is interesting. Now, the thing with Medalist is, once you practice it enough, it will actually give you a new skill. Which is the point. Now you have to go to this tree up here. These are the plains of St. Leona, and at this point we're actually going to have to do the most fun thing in the world. Grind. Because yes, we have to defeat all these enemies here. And eventually we will learn a new skill. But that only happens after you've grinded quite a lot of them. And you have nothing else to do except just run around, muck around, and try to find enemies. That becomes the worst when an enemy just doesn't spawn, but there is actually something much worse, and that's when the wrong enemy spawns. Now you might be thinking, what do you mean the wrong enemy? Well, there is an enemy in this place called Giant Lycosis. And Giant Lycosis, as I said before, they know the skill Rush, or Heavy Strike, as the game calls it. And when they use that, they have this good chance of actually shocking you. And then you can't move. And then they rush you again. And eventually you die. Fun. Because if you don't save in these sections, like I do, I mean, I know that I can win these sections pretty easily. Just heal, use a whale after every fight, but if you don't save, and you only get a couple saves, if you don't save, then you're not saved, and boom, you've got to do the entire thing again. Now right here we're going to use Quadru Strike, kill this Python quite quickly. Now the big thing about this section is you normally only get a couple heals, which is for your MP, because obviously Random has very limited mana. But if you do the game and you bought all these trouts and sharks, then that won't actually be an issue, because you can just use those instead of any kind of healing that you would otherwise have to rely on. That doesn't mean, however, that you can lax this. Really, you gotta focus a little bit, especially on the harder parts. But, you know. Now, the thing is also, the game doesn't actually tell you when you're done. The game just assumes that you're keeping track or something, I don't know. But at some point you can leave through the bottom. Otherwise Random is going to refuse to let you leave. Now I'm just gonna rest here for the simple reason that I want to recover my mana quickly. We've got 4 rests. Now at some point you'll be able to leave through here. Until he says that we need to continue training, and I have no clue how long that is, but you can just walk. Okay, so here's the Giant Glycosis. Now definitely Quadru Strike this thing. It poisoned us, that's not that bad. Poison is by far one of the least threatening statuses that these things inflict, because we have 98 antidotes. Now what you can do is you can actually just run this distance here. And you can try to leave through here because random is going to refuse, and then you can just keep grinding. So that's how I would do it personally, and we're poisoned again. But fun. So yeah, you might have noticed I definitely hate this part of the game. I think it's a very bad part of the game. I don't see why it was necessary. Maybe if the monsters had a higher appearance rate, or if you were just healed after every fight, I could have lived with it. But right now, it is a section where all you have to do is grind, and I hate grinding so much. An important part here is you have to actually equip the medalist, because if you're doing this without the medalist equipped, yeah, you're not going to be mastering a sword by not using it. So try to keep that in mind. As we're trying to find an enemy encounter. But yeah, this is actually how long it can take to find an encounter to actually do anything with. And then you've got to keep in mind that you've got to do so many of them. Like, how many encounters have we had so far? I didn't even count them or anything, but yeah. And as you can see, this legitimately one of the most annoying things about this game is when you die, it doesn't just take you to the loading screen, it takes you to the optional start screen. Anyways, we're gonna cut this video a little bit short. I've shown what I had to show. By the start of next video, we will have grinded our way, and we will be at the start with our new skill, ready to leave the area, and then we will go and do the rest of the game. Until then, this was Darth. Thanks for staying on the Darth side. See y'all next time.